Hello everyone. Thanks for joining, folks. Whoops. Got my Twitter on show. Thanks for coming. It's about 9 PM UK time here. It is dark outside. I've got my cat with me to my left. I've got a mint tea. I've got a water. And I wanted to talk through Lucy, which is a brand new DSL for XState that has been launched by what's his name, Matthew on Twitter. I need to get his full name so you guys can follow him. Doing some really interesting stuff, and I'm excited just to sort of talk through. Yeah, this guy's called Matthew Phillips, Matthew CP. His Twitter's coming up now. I'm really excited by this project. Hey David. I think it has a lot of potential for the way we use state machines and the way we think about them. I'm going into this with zero knowledge whatsoever. I don't know anything about Lucy other than just sort of the vague syntax, but this is really what I've been looking at so far. Lucy Lang. It's a concise language for describing finite state machines. As you can see, it sort of looks a bit like this. You make files called like .lucy. And if I move my face out of the way, you can see we have hello Bernard. We have like an initial state, we've got states here, and events appear to lead to different states, for instance. So I'm going to be learning this along with you guys. I have not installed this at all. I've done a bit of kind of boring setup, which is I have a Vite app running to my left. This Vite app is running here, so I think I can count. Nice. Lucy has a couple of plugins running already. If we have a look at GitHub, in fact I'll just post this in the chat, and in a second if you want to see my local, then well, we may not end up doing things in our local, but we'll see. I can always ngrok it to you. So let's have a look at GitHub first. I'm just gonna, the first bit of this is for folks who are interested. I'm gonna follow the installation instructions, I think. Lucy the DSL, install, alright. So yeah, there's a few build tools that I'm most interested in here. There's a Snowpack build tool, there's a rollup build tool, and it looks like there's a plugin for Vite as well. So I'm gonna run yarn add Lucy rollup plugin and basically bung this into here, because I'm a bit scared of React refresh with XState in general. I'm going to disable that, and I'm just going to have Lucy here. This is inside a vite.config.ts. Yeah, that's all good. Failed to load config. Let's run this again with yarn dev. Folks who are coming in, please feel free to say hello. It would be really nice to know you guys are here. Error when starting dev server. Must use import to Lucy from this. Lucy rollup plugin. Am I getting something wrong? Lucy rollup plugin. This is always the danger when you go with like one of these absolutely. Yeah, Lucy rollup plugin. Error required. ESM must use. Okay, maybe this has not been tested fully yet. That's fun. Has anyone tried setting this up before? Oi, okie doke. So first of all, Lucy rollup plugin does not appear to want to. It has installed, yeah, properly. It's also possible I need to. This might be interesting for you guys, because this is how I like to fix this stuff, is basically dive deep into the node modules and see what's happening. Must use import to load ES module. Okay, if I venture into here, Lucy liblucy. Yay, hitting issues already. Well, maybe I don't need to go this route, because the way that you can download Lucy is if we install through here, we can just bung it in an installer. So, great, we have Lucy binaries, which means it should be installed here. Lucy C help. Quit this bash command. Lucy C help. Command not found. Try again. Okay, existing version already installed. Lovely. There hasn't been Lucy C for terribly long, right? I saw it was before just LC. LC command not found. Okay. Do I need to do anything extra here? In the home Lucy folder, open a new terminal. Let me follow the instructions to the letter, open a new terminal and do it. I was expecting things to be a bit easier than this. A little bit bigger. Okay, Lucy C, hello, you're here. Wunderbar. Quit this, restart it. Come back, Lucy test. So, since I can't seem to get the rollup plugin working, this may end up being a kind of exploration of the syntax and what it does and what's possible here. Okay, we're back to here. We've got Lucy C help. Yes, alright, so examples, what we can do. We can compile a Lucy plugin and print it to standard out. And we can do it with an out file. Brilliant. Alright. So I'm going to... Hello, Faris. Good to have you along. The way I think this works is let's take... what's a good example for a state machine we can implement? I'm imagining something like a... let's go with a toggle for now. So let's go toggle.lucy. Let's do the most basic example I can. And let's look at this over here. Ooh! Has extensions that can help you with Lucy files, eh? Let's search the marketplace. Syntax highlighting for Lucy language. Wow! Awesome. Okie doke. So, really, I've got syntax highlighting now. Oh man, I love VS Code. Toggle is too simple. I know. Toggle's gonna be simple for me, man. I'm gonna need simple because I'm learning a whole new language here, and I don't do that very often. Mostly JavaScript has been enough for me. Right. So if I take this, let's just take the example that we got here. Toggle.lucy. Oh, we got syntax highlighting. Yes. Oh, that's awesome. Now what we can do is take this and compile them to an out directory. So we say Lucy C, source, toggle.lucy, out file, toggle.machine.js. I think it compiles to JS. Okay, and our machine is here. All right. Well, okay, that works. It's fast too. It's written in C, this program. So if we change something here, I wonder if I can get this running on like a nodemon script. I'm sure I can. Yarn add nodemon. Because I want the experience of having it sort of like fiddle around with it on the left and then run it on the right. So nodemon, what's nodemon going to do? I'm going to need to run cogen, let's say, or Lucy. Cogen Lucy is going to be nodemon. Can I remember the syntax? Of course not. Get good at Googling, folks. Nodemon. Then you can like exec, I think. Yep. Yep. Okay, nodemon exec. And then the thing I just did, Lucy toggle Lucy. So all of you, you're coming with me. This is venturing into here. Hopefully you guys can see this. If I close this for a second. So we're running this, Lucy toggle this, and we're going to look at source toggle.lucy. So now if I run yarn cogen Lucy, this works first time, I'm going to be very impressed. We have toggle.lucy there. Let's say we save it and it's running. Great. So we go toggle.machine.js. let's rename some of these states. We have enabled here. Let's just change it to on. Perfect. And then it changes to on. That's very confusing, isn't it? Toggled on. Perfect. That's changed there. Now disabled, toggled off. Ooh. Cooking now. Cooking now. Okay. So, damn, this is nice. Just gonna change my scene so I'm in the middle. Right. So, what I want to know first is how much this can do. And how, when is it going to break, essentially. So let me venture over here. I'm going to look at the DSL. So, docs, language guide. Okey-doke. Right, we have initial state and nested states. Something that would be good, I think, is go to XState catalog. Let's have a look at an example we can nick. For those who don't know, this is my pet project. It's very, very handy. Tab focus is a bit too simple, I think. I want something with some nested states, something with some complexity. We can take a piece of the multi-step dialog, our multi-step form. I'm going to bung this in the chat, and you guys can have a look at it. I'm going to have it over on my left window here, probably over by the chat there, and I'm going to try and re-implement this in Lucy. So there are several states. Oh, I can't tell you how much I'm looking forward to this. Let's just map out our states before we think about the events. So if I just do this, yeah, they disappear. So we have our initial state toggled off. Let's put that towards the top. In our state machine there, we have entering beneficiary, which is the first state. Then we go to the second state, which is entering date. Then we have a state called confirming. Can I do comments here? Or here? Hello? Did that break? Yeah, that broke. Oh, great. Oh, what a lovely error frame, too. Well, I'm having a good time. Hello? No, unexpected identifier. So how do you make comments then? How do you add, like, or if not comments, then meta stuff, you know? Comments. No comments in Lucy? Does that work? That doesn't appear to work. Okay, delay. No comments, it looks like. Interesting. So, we've got our confirming states. The confirming state also has some substates too. So how do we declare substates in Lucy? Or rather nested states. Nested states are here. So we have, we can declare just a machine. So machine, multi-step form. Initial state is all this, so no prettier obviously yet. But that's nice, it gives it a name. Doesn't give an ID, interesting. Furries, yeah, I tried that. Hello. Doesn't appear to work. Furries. Yeah, I'm getting unexpected identifier. Maybe I need to put it inside the state? Nah, unexpected. Weird. Okay, entering beneficiary. So, right, inside the red state then, it looks like you can declare a submachine. Submachine gun. So I can say machine, confirming state, initial state, what is it? Confirming.idle. This is very intuitive. State submitting, state complete. Very cool. Okay, so confirming there. So do I need this machine definition here? Yo! Thank you, Zazapita, for the follow. Very kind. Okay, expected a destination state for this event. Okay, it looks like to declare a nested state, you need to create a new machine within that state. For those who've just joined, thank you for coming. This on the left, I have the new state machine DSL. and on the right, or called Lucy, and on the right I have what's being created out of it. So I can type in here and see things on the right. Can only go in block statements. Okay, in your comments. So you mean like a block? So like this, you think? Wow, cool. No, I'm not seeing that either. No, I can't see that at all. Comments can only go in block statement. No, not looking good. Or at least not looking good for comments yet. I'm sure Matthew's already added a few things to the language, so I'm sure those are coming. Oh yeah, and we have one state down the bottom, which is success. Okie doke. In a couple of places then, we have some final states going on. Success is a final state. I wonder if I can just say final state. So if I just, yeah, okay, the syntax highlighting is being my friend, so I can see there's a final state there and a final state there. And these are given type final in the machine. Very cool. Very cool. Well, so far it's looking like fairly similar. Like the syntax highlighting is sort of better. It's, I suppose, quite readable. Let's see how it handles events. So, on the multi-step form that I'm looking at here, there is quite a lot of events. So there's confirm beneficiary there, which is the first one, which leads us from entering beneficiary to entering date. I'm going to try and use the syntax I'm kind of used to, which is the screaming snake case. So that's confirm beneficiary. And I think you do this, yes, and then you go to entering date. No. Expected a destination state for this event. Okay, doke. How does that work then? Timer yellow. Is that not what I've got? Maybe the screaming snake case is throwing it off. Confirm beneficiary. Okay, yeah, there we go. Confirm beneficiary, and it doesn't like it. Yeah, okay, so it's that little thing in the middle. So can I do this? No. This? No. Okay, so it has to be camel case, basically. Has to be camel case. So confirm beneficiary. Don't love that, but that's a teeny bug. I might note these down actually, because I think this would be really helpful feedback. So what have we got so far? Comments, screaming, snake case, allowed in event, names, and that's it so far. So that's good. So confirming beneficiary is in. We've got our event. Next, entering date, we can go back. So when we go back, we go to entering beneficiary. Yep, that's working. Next, we go confirm date. Date to confirming. Alright, so when we're in confirming, we can go back. So back here, we need to go back to the entering date state, but yeah, that's interesting because if we do this, does that work? No. So this actually won't compile in XState here because entering date is not a child state of this confirming machine here. So this entering date actually won't work. So what I want to do is give like this, like an ID of entering date, for instance, and make this target that. Because that, even though it will basically sort of explode out of its machine and go, okay, can I find anything inside this machine with that ID, and then go there. So I guess we'll have to put this up there on the confirming state instead. Entering date, not breaking, good, okay. So on back, we go to entering date. Yeah, fine. Right. Now we get to the point where we can confirm. So confirm goes to submitting. Submitting. Okay, so we're going to submitting. Now in the submitting state, there is basically we run a service here. So we have a submitting state there, and it's invoking the submit payment service. What that does is on done it goes to the complete state, and on error it goes back to the idle state and fires an action. So we're sort of in the realm of needing our first invoke and our first action here. So let's see how Lucy handles those. Docs. Actions. Invoke. Haha. Awesome. Awesome. So inside that state. Awesome. Don't you love that? Oh, you can't even see that. Can you see that syntax? Yeah, you can. Don't you love this syntax though? Invoke get users, and we're good to go. I could get used to this. So in the submitting states, we need to submit payment. So invoke submit payment. Is that syntax correct? Doesn't appear to love it. Oh yeah, invoke get users. Yeah. And we need to import that, so we use from somewhere submit payment. Huh. And it just invokes it as a source there. Interesting. From utils.js. Dude! Oh, Bernard, you're an absolute beast. Fantastic. So what Bernard is saying that is you need to change the extension of vite.config.js to vite.config.mjs or MTS for TS. You're a treasure. You're a treasure. Thanks, man. That's really appreciated. So I will do that in a second once I've figured out this invoke. So we've got this done here. Can assign. What does that mean? Assign users, eh? There's some kind of assignation thing going on there, but I just want to say done, go to the state. So on done, complete. How do I say done on here? Can I just say done, go to success? Does that work? No. Can I say done success on there? No. How do you express the done state on there? Let me explain in words instead of just sounds. What I'm trying to work out is how to express the on done of an actual machine or an actual state, as opposed to an on done of an invoke. Doesn't appear possible. Putting that in my notes. Yeah, I think Zazapita, you're right. The assign, which I'll probably look at in a second, is definitely a way of sticking the result in the context. So question and another question I have is this refers to the target, right? How do you assign? How do you go to a target and assign at the same time, and perform an action? That's what I'm a little bit kind of confused on. So here you can go on done complete, great. So I can go. What I want to go is target complete. I should probably install Vite here. I should probably install XState actually. Yarn add XState. Just so we get syntax highlighting. So target complete, and I want to have an action here as well. Let's investigate that now, because that's a big one for me. So interesting. Let's look for any other assigns that are here. Oh, there we go. There we go. You assign, and then you go there. That's kind of funky. Oh, ooh, a assign user though. What's... Oh man, there's so much to read. This is great. Okay. So can I just declare an action at the top there? I'm just kind of messing about now. So if I go action, alert user something went wrong equals, do I have to give it a, does it have to come from somewhere? Or can it just be just literally this? Yeah, expected an assignment. Ooh, nothing? Okay. Has to be something that we pull in from outside. So use utils.js. I really like this syntax, by the way. This is actually, I think, an improvement on the import syntax. The reason is that when you write this, you declare where you're importing from first, and then you declare what you're importing. That means by the time you get to here, you actually have syntax highlighting on what you want to import if you're using TypeScript. Because this way, you have to like go import empty stuff from XState, come back and say, right, I want create machine, which is done. So we need to import that there. So alert user something went wrong equals that. Does that work? Unknown top level identifier. Can I put this in here? Yes, I can. Yes, I can. And it's pulling that through there. Huh. And it's doing that. So that means I can declare an action like this. I can declare... This is kind of interesting. I can say, so if something went wrong on the error, let's say, yeah, how do I declare the error? So do I do this? Error? Idle? Yes, I do. Very good. Okay. How about if I say alert user something went wrong? I'm getting this. Starting to get this. Starting to get this. Right. So the syntax is then, you say where you're going to go, and you, can I put any old thing in here? Can I say, wow, awesome, go to complete? Can I do that? No. And it prints something bad there. Great. How about now? Yeah, it's doing something super weird there. Okay, that's interesting. Because sometimes when you invoke, or maybe you can just do it here. Yeah, go to complete. Okay, still doing something super weird. Yeah. The reason I'm looking into that is because I want to be able to invoke my invokes in invoked callbacks, which is one of my favorite features of XState. Invoked, callback, XState, callbacks, where are they? Here. Which is basically instead of when you do on done and on error, you can declare like proper events on your invoke, and not having that working is not good. So allow for arbitrary events in invokes. Cool. Okay. This is cool though. This is cool. I'm getting somewhere. Right. When we go from the... I really want to be able to like just declare this later. Can I do that? Can I just say no? Yeah. Wait, I don't need that. Because what I want there is I want alert user something went wrong. That's now not in this doc anymore. I want to just declare this as an action. And yeah, and it expects an assignment. I want to be able to declare an action that I don't actually implement until way later. So like I don't actually implement it until implementation. So allow for unimplemented action services, etc. Hey Van Tanef, how you doing, man? we're looking at Lucy. On the left here I've got my Lucy thing which I'm building, which is it's the multi-step form from the catalog. And on the right I've got what it's kind of spitting out over here. So far it looks like we have actions working. It looks like we have invokes working, or at least sort of promise-based invokes. Although I guess this could import anything. And just events, final states, initial states working. Let's see if I can get assigns working. Assigns are going to be interesting. So Lucy's here. Let's look for assign. Add loaded user. User pluck user. What does this mean? Here we are assigning the user property to the machine's data. Pluck user is being used as a reducer. It takes in the event coming from there, yeah, and returns something that is assigned to user. Okay. So this is declaring exactly what piece of it is going to be assigned to. So what piece of context. So this user is kind of like the key. So pluck user. Interesting. So if I go here, and if I go to entering beneficiary, then I basically want to say, okay, assign beneficiary, extract beneficiary. Yeah, I don't know, Vantanev. It's possible that there's multi-assign. Extract beneficiary. So grab extract beneficiary from up there. Do we have any? No errors. Extract beneficiary is coming from the top. And what? And beneficiary is nothing for now. A little odd. That looks like a bug. Hey Matt. Yeah, I'm excited by this as well. I'm really excited by this. I'll explain kind of why in a second. Like, I think it especially has a lot of implications for TypeScript in XState, which is my kind of personal bugbear, my personal favorite thing. But for now, I'm trying to work out how to get this working, because this appears to just create an assign where the beneficiary is doing nothing. So if I go assign beneficiary here, what? Event.data. Okay, no, Vantanev, it appears to not have any like global assign. So it appears to just be you assign to one thing only. It looks like you can do this. Can you do like assign user? So okay, assign beneficiary something and then assign user something, or maybe it can be like whoops, multiple like this. I'm trying to do multiple assigns. Yeah, I mean this is like super alpha stuff, you know. TS 4.3 should help with the import issue. Oh, that's good. Oh, the issue that that Bernard identified. That's good. Okay, so it looks like you declare multiple actions just by doing this, by going boom, 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 boom. It's pretty cool. All right. So I think I get it with assign. Yeah. By the way, guys, I should have said really. This is like alpha stuff. This is experimental work, and I kind of just want to have a look at it because I'm excited about the future of this stuff. I'm not expecting to be using this in production or anything. I'm not, and this isn't like a tutorial or anything like that. Like this is just me being excited about it and checking it out, and I think you guys should check it out too. So that makes sense. So we can assign beneficiary, extract beneficiary. I wonder if I need to go action. Extract beneficiary equals extract beneficiary. Okay, no, still not loving life. What about here if I go assign beneficiary, extract beneficiary? And instead here I can just go extract beneficiary. Okay, so actions, extract beneficiary. Yeah, now we're okay. So it needs to be this specific syntax. You declare the action kind of inside the machine as one of the machine's options for actions, And then inside the right hand side, it will import it from your utils.js, which it looks like you need for now, and that will pull it into an action there, and you assign it to the beneficiary based on that. I imagine if you wanted to do like a global assign, then you would do something like this, extract beneficiary. So on the left you have extract beneficiary there, and technically you can implement that extract beneficiary any way you want. All it's doing at the bottom is just pulling it in there, which makes sense. Oh good, Pretty is working now. This might be a good time to open up any questions. Where do you think I should go next in my little exploration? I'm probably going to carry on for the next 10-15 minutes or so. Yeah, I'm intrigued. I think while you guys think about this, I'm going to have two special events. I'm just having a little look around. Okay, inline actions are called by using the action keyword as a function followed by the external value. Is the syntax based on some sort of prior art? I don't know, actually. I think... Oh, yeah, I did see some mention of like the P language, which I am also unfamiliar with. Asynchronous event-driven programming. Let's see, are there any examples here? Well, that might have been the other DSL that I'm thinking about. P programming language. P language examples. Let's learn P language. Ay, ay, ay. No, get out of here. Oh, no, I don't know. I can't find any examples. P language? Am I even right about that? No, that might have been the other language. Yeah, you're right. It's kind of unfamiliar to me too. It sort of looks quite nice though. Don't mind the syntax. Don't mind it at all. So to fiddle around with the inline actions, I could just go action, extract beneficiary. Yeah, there we go. So okay, that's kind of interesting. So I don't need to do this alert user something went wrong. And I'm going to look at that syntax one more time to see if I'm not missing out on anything. So action must be declared there. Named actions. Huh. Okay, right. So let's look at guards. Do you think it might be useful to take some semi-complex machine from the catalog and see how it looks like in this DSL? I think it would be. Yeah, I'm still just trying to figure out the basics. This is where I'm at the moment, Vantanev, is I'm trying to take the multi-step form machine and see what it looks like here. So, right. It looks like guards are, so named guards are named similarly here. This syntax is freaking me out a little. I'm going to see how this performs. What I'm thinking of here is when we confirm the beneficiary, or confirm beneficiary, when we do that, we need to go to the entering dates if a guard is satisfied. So let's declare a guard. Let's declare a guard of is beneficiary valid equals is beneficiary valid. That didn't do anything, probably... Why didn't it do anything? Oh no, it did do something. Guards here. But this is just at the top there. It looks like you can kind of break this by doing invalid.js, but it does pull itself back to life. So I can just do from utils like that to sort out. Yes. Okay. So now if I go is beneficiary valid like this, then there's a cond there. What happens if I duplicate this and say if it's not valid, we go straight to some random state. So I'll just add another random state, state rando, and we go here. Okay, yeah, it doesn't like that. So the if-else logic that's usually available in XState doesn't appear to be available here, and that's a big thing that needs adding. So what I would usually like here is for it to go like this, for it to go, okay, so we rando. So we have entering beneficiary there. When we confirm the beneficiary, if the beneficiary is valid, then we go to the entering date state and we extract the beneficiary. I suppose assign beneficiary to context is probably better. Assign beneficiary to context. Damn it, I just broke the other stuff. So we go here, and if that cond is not satisfied, then we go to target rando. This doesn't appear possible yet, so let's add that to our list. Allow for if-else transitions using conditions. Again, I'm just writing this stuff down because I have a feeling this will be resolved eventually. Name guards. Yeah, I'm also just nervous about this syntax because if really what we're looking at there is sort of branches, right? When you have a guard, it's like an if-else, so it's a branch in your code's logic, and one branch should go somewhere and one branch should go somewhere else. So I'm sort of just a bit worried about what that looks like in terms of the syntax here. Hopefully there's an idea to sort of add that and plan it out. That's pretty cool. You can invoke other machines here. And spawning actors is interesting too. State idle new. Okay. So new to do, when you create a new to do here, it assigns it and spawns it in. That's interesting. Interesting. Send, to do, delete. Wow. Yeah, a lot of this stuff has been thought about. It's really intriguing. And this can send messages to the parent. Okay. Have we covered everything? There's like delays. There's immediate transition. Okay, this is like an always transition. That's pretty nice. That's very nice. Stopping spawned? Yeah, good question. Spawn. Or actors. Good question. Yeah. Stopping spawned actors is a really good one. Okay. Invoke inline guards, inline assigns, actions, services. Okay, we've got entry and exit actions as well, which looks like two special events. So this is when you enter a state and when you leave a state. It looks like their only actions are possible. You'd think, yeah. Okay, and then there are these waits. So. Right, so this is essentially like a, what do we call it? A guards on entry states for transient states. Yeah. Damn, Vatana, if you're coming out with all the good ones. I imagine that works similarly to, let's try one actually. So let's say on the rando state we have an always, which goes to entering date, like this. So yeah, that looks good. Always target entering date. Always, but we'll only go there if beneficiary is valid. Is beneficiary valid? Go there. What? Did it do anything? Yeah, doesn't seem to like that either. Guards for transient states. Yep. Okay. So, what makes me excited about this is, as you can see, there is a compilation step. Now, we have introduced a compilation step between our writing of the form, or our writing of the state machine, and the actual the production of the state machine, the compilation of it. There's like a step now that we didn't have before, that we can look at the entire shape of the state machine and take it away from its implementation. So this acts as a schema for our state machine. Now, schematics are so interesting and important because you can get all sorts of interesting data from them. And you can see, for instance, all of these invokes that I've got here. We can see, if we look closely at our state machine and get a program to introspect it, we can see that only one event ever causes submit payment to start, which is this confirm event here. So I know based on that when I go to make Typescript declarations for a submit payment, that it will have an event associated with it, and it's only one event, and that event is the confirm event. So if we go with confirm, and if we add some types to it in our TypeScript file, for instance, then we're going to get those types that just flow through. This is how XState cogen works. For those who are interested, XState cogen. GCR, pull requests. It gives you type-safe state machines based on looking at your code and kind of introspecting it and doing all that fun stuff. But Lucy could do that as just part of itself. There's no cogen process that you need to run, and it just literally, like, you take the code and you turn it into this. So as part of this step, you could also create some TypeScript declarations as well, which really firm up your machine. And not only could you create the TypeScript declarations, but because you're compiling Lucy, and you've got all these sort of wonderful error messages here. If I create one there, we get this lovely little error frame. Oh, so good. You can make really, really smart error frames and really smart linting for this service. So a DSL in general, I think, is going to be a really, really exciting way to make progress in XState and build machines in the future. I'm pretty pumped for this, and it's so cool seeing someone, build the tools and get it going. I mean, what we've got here are a set of tools that I found a bunch of issues with it, but I mean, these are issues that can all be fixed, and they're not fundamental to the language at all. And this is in super alpha stage. So I don't think this will be like a what do you call it, a primary way that people use XState. I think this will be a very cool tool that you can use for, that you can reach for if this tickles the way your brain works. I'm intrigued. I'm really, really excited to track its progress and contribute where I can. Vantav, I'll be frank, this seems like buying on such a DSL might be very hard to get in a team. I don't think there are any other mainstream examples of similar DSLs in wide use. You say that, but GraphQL is a pretty interesting DSL. And it's a DSL that's sort of it's very light as a DSL. Of course, it's really more of a schema for declaring. Well, it's not even that light when you get into the schema definitions and stuff. And it sort of reads pretty similarly, or it has, I guess, a similar kind of scope to this. So I think that you need buy-in for your team anyway to use XState. I think that using this particular DSL feels pretty similar to learning the API for this create machine syntax here. I feel like maybe in that way I think this DSL, or DSLs for XState, give you the chance to really refine the DX around them. So this DSL is only going to be as good as the tools that sprout up as around them. So yeah, I haven't used GraphQL, isn't it? A runtime DSL without a compile step. Yeah, it sort of is. I kind of not sure really how to describe it. It's kind of like a schema language that you use to for those who don't know GraphQL, it's a schema language that to talk from your front end to your back end, basically. And if both your front end and your back end can speak GraphQL, then you can write these very in-depth queries and smart queries to only query the data you need. And I suppose maybe it's a good comparison, maybe it's not. That's just certainly a schematic-based language that popped into my head as one that's seen wide adoption and wide use because it's schema-based and because the tools around it are just so good. I mean, imagine, like what I'm imagining is you open a Lucy file in VS Code and you get a visual builder right there, or you get a something that you can just introspect it with and see all the states and things. And then it prints, you don't necessarily even need to run CodeGen, right? This is designed to run as a vite.config.ts. So let's just see if I can get this working based on what Bernard said. Is it Bernard or Bernard? Bernard. Let me run yarn dev. Vite. It's running. It lives. Oh jeez. So now, if I import, I can just import from the Lucy file. Import toggle machine from toggle.lucy. I mean, jeez. So if I console log this, will it work? Console log toggle machine. What happened? Unexpected string. Huh? Okay. That didn't work so good. What? Unexpected string. Okay, maybe there's something wrong with this file. If I make it super duper simple again, just remove all this crud. Let's just have initial state success. Remove the utils, and now do it. Unexpected identifier machine must step from. Yeah, I mean this parser is supposed to. It's supposed to recognize Lucy files. Is the plugin enabled? Yeah, plugin's right here. Anyway, this isn't the topic for today, really. This stuff will come, this stuff will arrive, this stuff will work. I'm sure I'm getting something fundamental wrong. Maybe I just need to give it another go. Pull it in. It's fine. We'll work it out. So, yeah, I mean, that's another thing that Bernard said, is that you can grab this stuff and just this is language independent, one thing that I know David is thinking about a lot for the Visual Builder is exporting state machines to JSON, and having basically JSON be a tool that you can use to grab your state machine and just stick it in XState, and JSON could also be used in this way to pull into different languages and build your machine from there. But of course, people don't necessarily like to build their machines in JSON, and I don't think that's ever going to be the desired approach. But something like this, could just very easily. This could even be extracted from the JSON, and you would have this wonderful, lovely .lucy thing to play with and work around. So yeah, I'm really excited by this. Yeah, cross-compiling it to other XState-like languages, even other XState-style frameworks. if there is something like this out there, it's just a hook that you can hang loads and loads of different tools on, and loads of different frameworks can talk using it. And that means that the DSL itself has to just be really high quality, really good, and really intuitive to use and smart. Write once, run anywhere. Damn right. That's the idea. Yeah, I mean, that's the idea. Like, that's the idea. Where this fits in terms of like the visual builder when it comes, because this to me feels like just writing XState stuff. Yeah, that is the idea of it. Yeah, no one likes XML basically. So, and XML has some problems as well, or not problems, but it's kind of, as David says, it's designed to be extended, and XState has extended it a little just to help usability and be smart basically. Yo, MJ Bear, oh, Mr. Bier. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. Where was I going with that? Where does this fit in terms of the visual builder? I'm hoping that the visual builder is going to really change the way that we think about building XState machines, because it's just so much more approachable than both of these forms, I would say. So this form, there's a lot of API to learn. This one, there's a lot of API to learn. You know, this is kind of like a DSL within JavaScript. You know, like we say, it's just JavaScript, and it is, but it's with both of these, you've got to learn so much of the Danish. I can't do a Danish accent actually. That's one I can't do. With both of these, you've got states, you've got actions, you've got guards, you've got things that you're concepts that you need to pull and learn and grok just to start building this. And once you get them, of course, you see them everywhere, and it completely changes your outlook and the way that you approach building anything. At least it has for me. But it's a big step, and throwing a DSL on top of that as well, I'm just not sure. I mean, if it works, it's going to be so sick. Overall, let's open up the floor to questions. I'm going to sit here and stroke my cat for a second, and see if there's anything I missed in terms of the stuff. There's definitely some little bugs still to grab. There are here are all the things that I noticed in case anyone watches this back from the future. Doesn't look like comments are possible. Doesn't look like screaming snake case and events is possible. So confirm beneficiary like this. That just produces a compile error at the moment. Oh, where's my nodemon gone? Where's my nodemon? I think it's here. See you, Van. See you later, dude. Yeah, I'll be flying in a second. Oh yeah, it was Yarn Cogen Lucy, wasn't it? Yarn Cogen Lucy. Yeah, there we go. So this doesn't work at the moment. Allow for arbitrary events in invokes as well. So it doesn't look like you can do like, or maybe you can. You can do. Hang on, let me get rid of this error. Something. Complete. Does this work? Oh, we do. Okay, oh, it does work. Okay, you just can't put it up there. Is that right? Yes, you just can't put it up there. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's all right, Vinny. I'll get to your question in a second. Allow for unimplemented action services, etc. So this is, it looks like you have to pull in like an implementation to your actions whenever you declare one, which I don't really like. I like leaving unimplemented actions that I can then implement later. Allow for if-else transitions using conditions. Yeah, I can't see that this works where you have multiple, like an if-else based on something there. Stopping spawned actors, which Van noticed, and then guards for transient states too. So this guard here doesn't appear to work. So I'll report all those as issues on the Lucy thing. And let's get to your questions. Vinico, do you know if David and team are working on better type safety? Yes, it's in the front of our minds all the time, actually. It's going to be something that, Mateus has been looking quite hard at XState Cogen, actually. He's been pretty much leading the development of XState Cogen recently. And that's looking slightly more serious as an effort to make type safety more real in XState, and full type safety. So that's exciting. There's recent efforts to do with like create model and create schema, which are all about working around limitations that TypeScript has when it comes to generics. So in TypeScript, if I just hijack this for a second and make this a .ts, if you provide one generic to TypeScript like this, if we pass a context, like page number, for instance, and then an event, type confirm beneficiary, then like this, if you pass these generics to TypeScript, then TypeScript can't infer any other generics beyond that. So we can't like do any more inference other than what is given here, which is kind of crazy because generics are. I created a Twitch account for this. Nice. So did I. I don't really watch anything else on Twitch. This is crazy because functions should, like, a generic is kind of like a function. If we look at the typings for create machine, okay, this is kind of nuts, but bear with me. Here, it basically takes this one's a bit more easy to read. It takes three parts to this generic. It takes the context, it takes the event, and it takes type states as well, if you want to. And you can't infer anything else beyond that. And so what we're hoping for is we're trying to sneak around that by using create model and create schema to create better typings. And yeah, I think typings are just crucial for getting a good feeling on the library and making it easy to use. Regarding the discoverability of APIs, a lot can be done in in-language DSLs. This is kind of fun. In-language DSLs. Huh. This is statecharts.net. Huh. Wait, let me move my face. This is kind of interesting. Nice looking syntax. So you define. Okay. An in-language DSL. That's like XState, right? XState is kind of like an in-language DSL. I find this quite hard to read because I don't know .NET at all. Or C# rather. Okay. Intriguing. Yeah, you're right. It boils down to language design. If the language is designed well, then it's gonna and covers everything and makes itself discoverable and allows for awesome tools as well, then it's going to be. I'm really excited. Okay, thank you all for joining me on this lovely little Lucy adventure. It's been really fun. Let me think. I've been shipping some articles in the week more recently, which I'm being quite proud of actually. Little things to do with, you know, should this be a service or an action? Should this be a state or in context? I'm hoping to build those up a bit more and do a bit more of that. Overall, you should check out Lucy Lang, which is lucylang.org, I think. Yeah, here. And thanks so much for your time. It's been really great chatting to you, and I'll probably be on maybe sometime next week or so. I'm keeping these pretty loose and not sticking to a schedule. It makes it more fun for me. But yeah, cheers very much, guys. Thanks.